Hello, and welcome to RV Advisors Podcast. I am your host, Kathy Conrad. I have been enjoying the RV lifestyle for 5 years, and I love helping new RVers realize their RV dreams. This podcast is about RV education, resources, adventures, and the amazing people who love RVing. It's also about discovering the freedom RVers experience, the connection with nature we are all so grateful for, and how RVing enriches our lives. On this podcast, you can expect us to talk about all things RV, including the good stuff, the challenging stuff, and everything in between. So join us weekly and enjoy the lineup of guests we have in store for you. Hello, aspiring RVers. Today's podcast is for you. If you've never purchased an RV before, then you're in the right place. Because buying an RV and becoming an RVer really does involve a lot of choices and decisions. So I really am a firm believer that at the end of the day, informed choices and decisions leave less room for costly mistakes and regrets. And none of us want to make costly mistakes or have regrets about such a large purchase. So today I'm going to share a story, and I hope the story I'm about to share with you helps you to avoid making the same mistake I made. It's in the purchasing process that you can make your first big mistake around RVing. So I'm going to share this huge mistake I made, and frankly it's quite embarrassing. And a big reason it is, and frustrating to myself, is that I went against a few rules that I have for myself around making large purchases. But at the intersection of a big dream, excitement, lack of knowledge, and sales pressure, even the best of us can buckle if we don't stick to a good buying strategy. So here's my story. It was a Sunday afternoon, and my husband and I were out driving around, and at the time we were early on in our journey to doing research, 2 years of it, all about types of RVs, sizes, floor plans, what are the best brands, what are the ones you want to stay away from, should you get an inspection, should you not, should you buy new, used. There's a lot of things to dive into to help guide your decisions. And I was actually only a few months into that, which turned into 2 years. But so I went in there early on in my journey of doing research. So we stopped into this dealership, got out, we were looking at a couple of rigs that were in the front lot, one in particular that was on sale, that when we went in, it was like, oh wow, this is nice. It was, I think, about 28 feet. It was a pull-behind trailer. It was had opposing slides, so that meant for a really spacious living area and kitchen, the kitchen had a nice island. It had a nice entertainment center facing the theater seating, and another couch at the very back of the trailer. Nice bathroom, bedroom, all that sort of thing. And I liked the fact that it was lighter colors. It had big windows, so a lot of natural light. And so, of course, as soon as we got there was a salesman on the spot. And our previous experiences were more like, they touch base with you, say, I'm here to help. If you have any questions, just let us know. Wander around, look at whatever you want to look at. Just, holler if you need any help. Which I love that style of sales, because I like to not be talked to while I'm looking at things. If I have questions, I'll ask them at some point. But, there's got to be a balance of the attention that they put on you, or leaving you and giving you the space to look and think about things and discuss them. So this guy was right there, and then we wanted to go to the back of the lot and look at, some more travel trailers and fifth wheels. So we went back there, and he was right with us every step of the way. Chatter, 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 talk, 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 talk. Which was driving me crazy. And so the other bad thing, probably part of my bad choice, was it was late in the day and I had not eaten since breakfast. So I was hungry, I was tired, probably not the best state of mind to be in when you're, looking at something like that. And so we went through a lot of different ones and really didn't find anything else that met our needs. And so we were headed back in and, ended up in the finance manager's office. So that was a big mistake. So we're talking about this trailer and we're discussing it and we're talking about financing and we're talking, all that conversation started, the harder sales thing. And I'm sitting there with my husband, and it was like the logical side of me was sitting in the back seat. And the tired person who was just exhausted was sitting there, being the person interacting. And so we started this whole paperwork process, read through all the contract. They made tons of offers of things to sell us, most of which we declined. And, signed the paperwork for this trailer. And, I wasn't really excited about it. I mean, I liked the trailer, but it didn't feel right. It did not feel right. So the other thing is, when I'm looking at making a big purchase, it's a rule to myself that outside of that environment, my husband and I have additional conversations about it. And I always sleep on it. I don't ever buy on the spot unless I'm ready to buy. I've gotten through all my research, because I research everything. I'm a bit of a nerd. And when I know, okay, I'm ready, I feel I'm at a place I can make a purchase, an educated decision. Well, that wasn't the case then. I went against several things within myself. So we got home. I didn't even call anybody and tell them. I was just like, this does not feel right. What the heck did I just do? I never do this. What did I do? And so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sleep on it. And the next morning, felt the same way. I'm like, it was a mistake. And I'm just gonna have to suck it up, call the dealership, and ask them to let us out of the contract. And so I did, and I told him, made a mistake yesterday. I was tired, I was hungry, I was exhausted from listening to your sales guy for however many hours we were there. And I'm sure that you want happy customers and don't want somebody to pull a trailer off your lot who's not happy with the purchase that they made. So I respectfully ask that you let us out of the contract. And he did. So thank goodness for that. So my point being, how many people end up in that situation but feel like, it's too far gone, I have to do it now? How many people does that happen to? And I'll bet you there's plenty of them. And then you're stuck with, okay, you have this trailer, maybe you got in over your head, because what happens is a lot of people go in, they don't, I didn't have a budget in mind at that point, which is something that would be normal for me to do. I mean, I've gone onto car lots before and had them say, you're just too educated, and it's because I was watching out for myself. And those businesses that have that old used car salesman tactics were not, I didn't let them beat me down, and they didn't like it. So I think it's common. It happens. It's happened in the past. I'm sure it's still happening. So I'm hoping that my telling this story at least will maybe prevent, even if it prevents one person from making the same mistake, I'd be happy. So it's important to have, a strong conviction within yourself when it's going to be the right moment for you to make such a big purchase, and for you to feel that you are making an informed choices and informed decisions. Because like I said, when you make informed choices and decisions, it leaves less room for costly mistakes and regrets. So I mentioned earlier about going into a dealership strong with what conviction to yourself on how you make big purchases, and to have a good buying strategy. So some of the components and just a few important aspects of having a good buying strategy include being educated, a comprehensive education about the type, the size, the floor plan of the RV, what brand, what new or used. You want it to fit your camping and travel style. And it takes time to uncover and discover these things. It takes a lot of looking at different rigs, talking to people, asking people questions. And it's important to go in there knowing what your budget is. And in addition to that, there are a lot of gadgets that you really have to have that don't come with the RV, whether it's a weight distribution hitch if you're buying a pull-behind trailer. Those are costly. Other gadgets like an electrical management system, a tire pressure monitoring system for your trailer, water pressure regulator. The list goes on. Things that you are going to need that don't come with the RV that should still be in your cost, your budget consideration, as well as an RVIA certified inspector to inspect a rig, especially if you're buying used, but also if you're buying new. And that's a whole nother podcast about quality control in the industry and about managing our own expectations around RVs. You also have to think about insurance. If you're storing it, that's a cost as well. If you're storing it indoors, which is better for it, it's going to be more costly than if you store it outdoors or even undercover. So lots of things to think about. Enjoy the looking process. Have a great time with it, going to dealerships, going to RV shows. Learn. There's so much out there to choose from. Take some time to really look around. Enjoy the process and have fun. RV Advisors offers weekly, customized one-on-one consulting services. Our mission is to provide information that will help save you money, save you time, and get you on the road with confidence by shortening the big learning curve associated with RVing. You don't know what you don't know, so let us help you navigate this process and avoid common costly mistakes. We are passionate about RVing and helping you to have the best RVing experience possible. Whether you choose our 6-week, 3 or 6-month package, it will be tailored to your specific needs and meet you where you are on this exciting journey. So reach out via email to Kathy@rvadvisors.net or Facebook direct messaging. Thank you so much for tuning in today to RV Advisors All Things RV Podcast. Please join us again next week for more RV education, resources, adventures, and interesting people. Until then, wishing you amazing adventures, safe travels, and I hope to see you on the road.